But yeah, that's what I've been doing all day. What's up, Vex? It will cost you $6,440 to buy every cosmetic skin in this game. Boy, man, it's just this. That is a shit ton of money. So here's the thing: we're gonna go into the Krypt and fuck around a little bit just to see it. But yeah, I've been hearing and I've been listening, and there is everybody is liking this game, but they are hating everything else about the game. They hate everything about the game except the actual game itself. When you play it, apparently people are really into it. It's just another NRS game. It doesn't do anything that different than what we're familiar with an NRS game. But everything outside actual gameplay, people are livid about this shit. It's insane. And that right there, the funny thing is just, yeah, you're throwing out this large number, right? $6,440 for everything in the game. Okay, sure, yeah, that's fucking stupid. Okay, that's fucking stupid. But it's not the tip. It's not the end of this iceberg. That's only the tip of it. The bigger thing than just that number. Are you ready for this? You cannot spend that money and buy everything right away. You have to buy stuff from the store as it appears on the store. And that means you can only buy the stuff that appears on the store. Not everything shows up on the store, and the store refreshes every 6 to 8 hours or some shit, which means you're going to miss stuff during the night when you go to sleep. And there's no guarantee that it will ever come back to the store because there is so much shit you can buy on the store. And yet you can't buy everything. You can't buy everything. You can spend $6,440 on the store if you camp it for however many months that's going to take to get everything. But even then, you can't buy everything because they have, you see these other things down here? There's actual currency and then there's time crystals. That shit down there. That is another layer of currency, and some of it you can't buy. And some content is locked behind some of that currency. There's another currency we're not seeing, which is like hearts. Those are even harder to get. And it's even harder to farm for that heart. It's very difficult. It's very, very... You get one heart for every fatality or brutality you do. And that's it. That's it. You need like 250 hearts to buy a chest piece, a treasure chest that will have something in it. Maybe it will have a static item in it. Some things are static from the Krypt, but then other things aren't. Other things are random. So you could be spending that 250 hearts on a chest that's random NG. It's random RNG. And you might not get anything for it. You might get duplicates. I'm not even sure if duplicates is real because nobody has actually invested enough time to figure it out if that's real or not. It's so fucked up. This game is why we need regulation for video game DLC. I agree. I think they should unionize. At this point, I think game people need to unionize. Like this, a bunch of people have come out, well, not a bunch, but some people have come out and said, hey, I worked for NRS and they do crunch time just as bad, if not worse, than all these other companies. Like, that's awful. Now check this out. That number sucks. You know, what we're talking about sucks, right? It sucks. But check this out, right? You want to play some towers. Alright, towers. Cool, right? That can't be too bad, right? How bad are towers? Well, let's say you want to do towers. And I do want to do towers. So let's go do, as you can see, I already did some towers. Did this reset? Far-flung warrior? Yeah, let's check this out. So, let's say I want to do a tower, right? I want to do a tower. Because I want to just beat up stuff, random modifiers and shit, right? Okay. Well, if you decide to play it yourself as a person, oftentimes you're going to be thrown into conditions that are like, there is a random rocket in the background that will hit you, and only you, and take all your health away, while you fight a character who's got more health than he usually does. You can offset that by using an item. What kind of item do you need to use? Well, maybe you can use one that halves your burning damage. Well, now wait a minute. There is a rocket that's flying around in the background. And if it hits you, it does all your life in damage after like 8 seconds. Now you half that. Well, now you've halved 8 seconds. You have 16 seconds to not die by getting hit by that. 16 seconds? These rounds are what, 90 seconds? But you only get 16, and that's assuming that you get hit at full health. The other guy, the other NPC is trying to beat you up too. What's up, Tulip? It is these, so they create this scenario where this tower is impossible to do. And then they give you modifiers randomly throughout these towers. You could beat the tower and get more modifier things, or get them randomly from the crypt. And then you use those modifiers to try and lower the difficulty, and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't help at all. But you can buy them. And so you're thinking, okay, you can't do towers, right? Towers are impossible to do. You can't do them. The NPC is too buff. Shit takes forever, and you get no loot out of it. Well, you do get a little bit of stuff. In fact, you get enough stuff that you might want to do something a little different, such as this. Grabbing Noob Saibot, specifically Noob, switching over to one of his good variations, turning on the computer, and sending him to do the tower for you. I'm not even touching at this point. What's up, Liquid? I'm not even going to touch the game at this point until the fight is done. I have taken a computer and told the computer to go play Noob Saibot and run this tower for me, and I have adjusted the computer so that his aggression levels are astronomically high. I'm gonna skip this.
Round 1. Fight.
Watch this shit. That's my computer on the left. Look at my computer. Look at my computer. Unbelievable. Look at my computer. My computer destroys towers.
Round 2.
But the computer is also susceptible to that random rocket in the background shit. This is insane, right? I haven't touched the controller. This is literally doing it itself. By the way, I gotta move the camera. How you doing, Liquid? Yeah, this game is super divisive right now because people love playing the game, but they hate everything outside the gameplay. It's terrible outside the gameplay. Oh. And so you don't even have to play the towers. You don't need to do them. Where am I gonna put this guy? I think I'll put him down here. This kind of sucks because he can't see player 2's stuff. But you know, maybe if I just shrink it a little bit. Oh boy. Doesn't really work. Doesn't really help much, does it? And he does fatals for you. The computer will, like, 90% of the time do a fatal for you. It's so insane, right? Oh my god. So here we are. We just did the first level of a tower. The computer did all the work. I get all the rewards. And because the computer did a fatality, I got a heart. And as you can see, I don't have very many hearts. Last night, I just did a bunch of other shit. I didn't even play. I just did nothing else. It was a pretty cool fatal. I like Noob Saibot's fatals. They're pretty good. I did nothing else except start a tower, and then every once in a while reach over and hit continue with a K. And then I would do some other shit on the computer. I would set up my stream. I would kind of, you know, look through my VOD, to see if there's any highlight clips, you know. I just go through my shit while the game plays itself, and it beats the tower for me way better than I ever could. And it still does the fatal most of the time, or a brutal most of the time. It'll do a fatal, but sometimes it'll do a brutal, and it'll give me the heart, and then that... Okay? And then the heart is what I could use to buy equipment later. The heart is the hardest thing to get. But you also get coins and time things and whatever. So you can grind by just having your computer grind a tower. So I think there's an endless tower that you can do, right? I think there's an endless tower that you could just take the computer and tell it to go do that endless tower all day while you go to sleep. All you need to do is figure out a way to get your button, the X button, to press. And you could probably do that with a fight stick that has a turbo button feature. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's how like everyone else is doing it. They have a fight stick that has like a turbo button, and then maybe I guess maybe you could put like maybe a light book or something on the button. You don't want to break your buttons, right? But you just put a book or something, and it will automatically play the game for you while you go to sleep. You can just go to sleep and let it do an endless tower all night. Is Kano a homeless man in this game? No, he's old and he's got a mustache, but he's not a homeless man. Look at this fucking combo. Look at this shit. The guy was dead and he kept going. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So you don't really play the towers in this game. So the towers are not for you.
Fatality.
The towers are for your computer.
Cybot wins.
Yeah. Yeah. The computer does all the work in the towers for you. You didn't like that fatality? Well, yeah, it's kind of lame, I guess. Honestly, a lot of the fatalities are kind of lame. But look at this. Like, you could just go to sleep and have the computer do all the tower for you. Just have you do an endless tower, and he'll generate all this income that's way over there. Yeah, sometimes the computer will lose. But it really only happens if you're throwing him in a tower in hard mode. And even then, I have had my computer beat all the bosses I've thrown him into. This is fucking stupid. You are not kidding. You are not kidding. I could go to sleep, have my computer watch the stream for me. Sounds good. Exactly. I could leave this stream on, and I could, like, record some me on a camera just fucking off and talking shit and not addressing chat ever.
Being a ghost
and you guys would think I'd be streaming. You'd also think I was damn good with Noob Cybot. I would never do that to you. Look at this. This modifier where the screen goes dark randomly. Yeah, I really want to play that. Let's just have the computer do it, where the computer doesn't give a shit what the screen is doing. It's pretty unbelievable. I'm quite flabbergasted. But at the same time, it's like, I think this was actually in Injustice 2. Injustice 2 had it this way, I believe. I think I'm going to turn the audio levels down on the game, too. It seems like it's spiking pretty loud for you guys. I think maybe that's a little too loud. Most streamers would probably actually play the game on stream. I'm just showing you guys. I'm just showing you guys what it's like. It's such ass. It's so bad, right? And this isn't even the worst of it. They literally have stages where the rocket floats in the background and then hits you, and then you're frozen like you got hit with a Sub-Zero ball or something. And you have to deal with that shit while killing the other guy. I prefer this over Loth actually playing this trash. Wow, I can't believe it. Actually, I can believe that. Can't keep from too loud. This is a cool fatal, though. It's pretty sick. I'll give it up. It is pretty sick. So, I just did this a bunch last night. Like, while I was doing other things, I just kind of let this go. So that's why I have a couple of bucks. So I was thinking, let's go check out the Krypt, because that's where you spend the money, right? I don't think I want to actually spend any money in the Krypt, though. But see, we just beat the whole tower. I didn't get any performance rewards, as you can see. I don't know how you get those. Probably got to do like more varied combos or something. Sometimes I do get the performance, though. The computer is pretty good sometimes, but these are all one and dones anyways, and they're not very much, right? You just don't get much. It's much quicker just to have an endless tower battle and have the computer grind it all for you. And of course, I beat the tower, so I get some random shit. But look, none of it is anything good, right? I get 2 consumables and some more money. The consumables are only used for tower stuff. There's nothing else to do with them. They're just used for tower, and that's it. So I basically just wasted my time, right? I got a little bit of currency, which again, we're talking like 250 hearts. I get 1 heart. And then this. There's a reason why people who really enjoy single-player stuff are really upset. Really upset. How many fatalities do you have for most characters? Now, every character has 2 fatalities. Thankfully, they learned from their last game that they keep the tradition of previous Mortal Kombats where you can actually just do whatever fatality you like. The game gives you 1 fatality in the game move list, but you don't have to do just that one. You can do the other one. The other one shows up as question marks in the game, but you can just go to game facts, like you could in the olden days, and get the fatality inputs for the other one, and just do it. And it will work. You can just do it. I think even by doing it, it opens it up. It opens it up for you in the move list, I think. We could check with Noob Saibot, because I've never done a fatal with him. The computer's done all the fatals. In fact, the computer even got me a fucking trophy for doing that Noob Saibot other fatal. Totally fucking... It literally is playing itself at this point. It's crazy. They ported mobile MK to consoles. It's so bizarre. And people are finding this like crazy. They hate it. I do too. But at the same time, I'm here from online more than I am for offline. So, I mean, you know, I can largely ignore it. But, you know, if I end up liking Baraka or Noob enough, I'm going to want to get some cool skins, right? Well, I'm going to have to go through the shit in order to get it. And this, I guess, is where you get all the stuff. And in here, there's like stuff that are really expensive are static, and things that are not as expensive are random NG. So you don't even really know what you're getting when you could easily waste all your currency in here getting nothing.
Welcome, traveler. I am Shang Tsung, and this is my island. I bid you welcome to explore. Hidden among the island's ruins are treasure, magic, and
yeah, it's super weird.
Artifacts.
Game needs to be put in a full move list. I mean, that's the thing. The thing is that
You'll find that time spent here is well
Mortal Kombat used to be no move list, right? You used to just have to. You just used to have to do it. You had to put in random inputs and hopefully get it, right? That was it. This is like a little adventure mode. I don't think I'm too concerned about it. I just wanted to check it out. But yeah, normally you would have to just randomly put in inputs, and eventually you'll accidentally do the fatality, and then people would figure it out what the fatalities are that way. Yeah, this old 40-year-old man knowledge. Seriously, that's how he used to do it. It hasn't been that way in quite a few years, but now what Mortal Kombat 11 has done is the same that Mortal Kombat 10 and 9 did. You have to go to this Krypt, right? And while you are trying to buy these little RNG boxes, you will randomly get the other fatality input. Randomly. But you gotta spend your hard-earned dollary dues, in-game dollary dues, which I think you can buy with real money. And you can use that to randomly open up the fatality that you could just go online and get and do right away for free. But in the other games, they had it exact same way like this, and nobody cared. Because there was no other microtransaction bullshit. There was none of it. Other than buying brutality or fatality tokens, easy fatality tokens nobody cared for. $5 for 500 time crystals to buy a skin. Yeah, see, that's... I mean, the thing is Capcom charges that, right? But this is not like a skin. This is like a piece of equipment or something, right? It's got its own stats or some shit. I don't really get it. But that part is something that we've seen before, right? $5, gets you a new clothing for your character, right? Cody gets to wear a Santa Claus hat. Like, all right, cool. I don't like it, and I never did like it, but at least we've seen it before. But now, fatalities? You can randomly discover the fatality in your move list by buying it, if you're lucky, in an RNG chest out there somewhere. But you're spending this in-game currency that's impossible to get. It takes forever to get anything. And when you do save up enough, you're going to want to save up enough to get the guaranteed chests, which we don't really have a roadmap yet. I think Reddit is working on a roadmap or some shit, from what I heard. They're going to, like, plot out all the chests that are static and tell you what each chest drops, so that you could just buy one of those and be good to go. Roadmap, fuck this game. This is probably the most grievous. And it's so bizarre to me, too, because they literally said that they would not put this in. You realize that? They had that... Remember the streams we were watching? With the guy with the teeth and the funny hat? And the dude, the cross-legged guy? He was always there with the crossed legs? They said no loot boxes. Oh, they said not loot boxes. Well, these are loot boxes, though. You have to go get them, open up the box. Nothing about Krypt boxes. Jesus Christ. You Kappa-faced and everything? We were lied to. It was lies. Lies and slander. Yeah, man, I don't know. This shit... This is like... I got 100 hearts for opening that chest. Wow. 50,000 coins, too? Wow. The only chest in the game that actually give you stuff. Or maybe this one, too. I don't see any price tag on the top, so maybe there's something in there. What do we get? 100 hearts, 50,000 coins. Ooh. They said... So, they had a stream today. You know, I'm talking all this trash, right? That's $3,000 bucks. I don't know if I want to spend that. $3,000 is definitely not a chest for free stuff. That's definitely a RNG, I think. Well, let's go try it. I mean, it's only $3,000. I got the buy. This should be an RNG box. And it only has collector's art. Man, that's so fucked up. So they had a stream today, right? Yeah, fucking crazy. They had a stream today, and they basically went on there and said, we didn't mean for this. We're not trying to nickel and dime you. We're not trying to be predatory. And yet, that's exactly what this is. And they went on stream today and tried to downplay all this. You know, if you're a single-player lover of anything, this has got to be like one of the worst... This has got to be one of the worst things to have happen. If you are so into the single player of this game, and it looks like they put a lot of thought into it, they put a lot of work into it, not only are they trying to fucking rape your wallet, they are doing it while lying right to your face. Exactly. They're lying to you. They don't... These guys on the stream, I don't even think they're in on it. I think Warner Brothers is making them have to do this. And those dudes on the stream today... I think they're not even trying to lie. I think the guys that are on the stream, don't want to do any of this. But I think you and I know who pulls the fucking strings. It's probably Ed Boon and Warner Brothers. It's probably them. Some executive office guys are sitting in a room, and they're just like, we gotta nickel and dime these stupid motherfuckers, man. We gotta, like... These dudes are gonna kill themselves getting these skins. Let's put this shit in here. Yeah, it's $6,000. $6,500? 65 grand? 6.5 grand? We gotta put that shit in there and get them whales, bro. Somebody's gonna drop that cash. Well, you can't even buy everything for that 6,500 because you gotta wait for the damn store to rotate that shit. Man, that is so fucking whack. It's insane. If you love single player shit, this has gotta be like the worst affront. Ed Boon still... I gotta see that. Is he actually still down playing it? This has gotta be the worst thing to have happen. I can't imagine a worse fate for a single-player aficionado, you know? This is not even a game at this point. It's not even gambling so much. It's like... it's a time waster. It's the worst kind of MMO. I think my internet's dying. Are you guys still with me? I think my internet might be dead. I think the combat cops are coming in here to cut me off. I don't think they're happy with me right now. Where do these people get their information? The vast majority of skins are not for sale. You can't even buy them in the store. So not only, oh my god, not only can you not spend the 6,500, but it's not because they don't want you to, it's because the store doesn't even have the skins in it. The store will never have the skin that you want. You are going to have to find it some other way. That means kicking out a couple more bucks and going through all these chests and hope that the RNG gods fucking grace you with that new Baraka ball sack, the one that he can extend outwards and over his head. Like, oh my god. And Ed Boon is defending the game this way. That is so insane. Fucking give me my Baraka ballsack skin already, Ed Boon. What are you doing? Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. I can't. This is some sort of fucked up universe we're living in. Oh my god. Thank God for Sentinel. Thank God for the machine. I'm so glad that I don't get into this stuff. You know, like, I think it's cool for an idea. And maybe if I like Baraka enough, I'll actually go engage in this system a little bit just to see if I can get a skin or two for Baraka. But I don't need everybody's skin. I don't need any of this shit. People shouldn't be surprised. The thing is like, they played it up like, oh, we would never do that to you. Do you think this 10,000 chest is going to have something? Demoralizer? Oh, it's Aaron Black's gun. And a skeleton key? A Krypt key item. Yeah, go figure. Nah, I don't. Like, the thing is some games don't come out like this. You know what I mean? Some games come out and they're okay. They're okay. They don't do so bad, right? But then you get Warner Brothers, and they came out with Shadows of War, and it completely destroyed Shadows of War until a few years later when they ripped all that shit out, and then the actual real game that they originally wanted to present to people was the game, because they ripped out all that other shit. And then it was a fantastic game. Shadows of War will forever be one of my most favorite games I've ever played. But only after they ripped out all that shit, which took years. But some games aren't this horrible, right? Some games actually try and balance that shit out when they come out. Not this one. Kano's secret weapon? Ooh, damn, I got some hearts. If I can get 250 hearts, which I have now, I think that's enough to open up a special chest. But the thing is I don't know where Baraka's special chest is. If I could find it, I would open that shit up. I think you even need to spend this in-game currency to progress throughout the crypt as well. There are some locked behind areas that require currency as well. So you need to spend currency just to get through the area. Scorpion Brutality Crispy. Now, this is another thing I'm not sure of. We talked about how fatalities, the hidden fatality, the second one, you could just do it because you can get the inputs online. But they put them in these chests so that they show up in your move list. Except they show up in your, I think they show up in your move list anyways if you do them. Well, they do the same thing with brutalities. Now, can you do the brutality without finding it in the crypt? That's a question I have that I don't have an answer for. I don't know. I don't know if you could do it, every brutality a character has. But I can tell you that there are brutalities tied to certain skills that characters don't have that skill access in tournament mode. Which is just another fucking crazy thing. Tournament mode, tournament variations and not variations. Did you know that some tournament variations have variations with an empty slot? And to kind of explain this a little bit more, just to explain this a little bit more, when you create a character, you have like 3 or 4 points or some shit. Let's just say 4. You've got like 4 points. That might be wrong. But let's say you have 4 points. A skill either costs 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points. I don't think there's any 4 out there. But you can have one skill worth 3 points and then one skill worth 1 point or whatever configuration. The variation for Baraka has one skill worth 1 point and 2 skills worth... one skill worth 1 point and one skill worth 2 points. And he has that for both profiles. Both tournament variations have only 3 points. Some characters, I don't know who, but some characters have only 3 points out of their 4 used. It might be 2 points out of 3 used. I'm not quite sure. But some people have only 2 points out of 3 used for their tournament variation. So you go into a tournament and you don't even have a full allotment of slots. Like they're not tapping out the slots. They're just giving them to maybe random skills, and then that's it. And that's the tournament part. Don't give a fuck about tourneys. The thing is if you want to play on ranked, that's what you're stuck with. That's what you're stuck with. If you go on ranked, it's over. What the hell is this doing here? That's it. If you want to play on ranked. If you don't want to play on ranked, well, then you're good to go. You can make up whatever variation you want. But what if you actually do want to do a local scene thing? What if you want to play locally? Not much you can do. You're kind of fucked. It's over. You want to play local? Well, uh-oh. Not only that, but if you decide to play this game, just to pile on the weird shit this game is doing, if you want to play this game in offline mode, there's currently a bug. I don't even know if it's a bug. It might be intended. There's currently a situation where the game houses its patch on the server side of things. Which means if you play this game in offline mode, you are playing the version of this game as it was made, with no patches. You are playing the unpatched version of this game if you don't have an internet connection or you choose to play in offline mode. That includes your saves and everything too. You only get access to like local battle or something. And you have to play without any patches. It just keeps going, right? Like there's more and more things piling on this shit. It's pretty crazy. How do I swing this? Square? Okay. Yeah, The thing is, too, right, is that we can't be that surprised because it's fucking Warner Brothers. We know they're a pile of shit. And boy, are they pile of shitting really hard right now. Man. What a strange little dungeon. You remember when I played this? I played Mortal Kombat 10. The Krypt was something that you could fully complete in a matter of a handful of hours. You could go grab a guide, go pick up the treasure chests you want, and you were done. You can complete, with a K, the entire Krypt, no problem. But now, fucking, I don't even know what all this is. I don't know what you can do in here. I mean, it costs money. And it's a lot of the chests are just random stuff in them, and I think it can be duplicated.